What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. If you can't tell, I'm still a bit under the weather, but I had to get this video out. So before I get into the highlights, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, as for the highlights in this video, I have a small update on the Air Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined. As well, there's a ton of new release dates from Jordan Brand for Holiday 2023. I'm going to go over all that later on in the video. Also, a ton more from Jordan Brand and a lot from Nike to go over. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. Originally scheduled to release in March, the Nike Dunk Low Atlanta will now debut on April 4th. The retail price will be $120. In this video, I'm going to go over a few Nike Air Max 1 releases, and one of those pairs resembles that of the 2003 Chili, which dropped 20 years ago. Now, it's not identical to the shoes, however, this pair features a white, university red, pure platinum, and black color combination. Constructed with mesh, suede, and nubuck, the difference with the 2023 pair is that it features a lighter shade of gray on the overlays, and the colors used on the tongue labels are reversed. Other details includes red on the swoosh logos and Air unit, black embroidered Nike Air on the heels, a white midsole, and a black rubber outsole. Now, at the time of recording, there isn't a specific release date, although I've heard that they are expected to debut this fall. That isn't concrete just yet, and the retail price will be $160. Easily my favorite Air Max 1 from this video, it's the deep royal blue pair, and to me, they definitely have OG vibes. Now, the actual colorway is white, black, and deep royal blue. Once again, they come constructed with mesh, suede, and nubuck. We have white on the toe, hinted on the panels, collar, and tongue, while gray lands on the overlays and around the heel. My favorite part of the shoe is deep royal blue, which covers the mudguards, embroidered Nike Air on the heels, and inside of the tongue. Other details includes black accents throughout and white on the midsole. Again, this shoe doesn't have a specific release date. However, they are expected to debut in fall, and the retail price will be $150. The Nike Air Max 1 Urawa, now I do apologize if I mispronounced it, originally released in 2004. The shoes pay tribute to the Urawa Dragons, also known as the Urawa Red Dragons, a J-League football club. Now, kind of like what they did with the Shima pair, in 2023 they're going to bring them back, but with some slight differences. Paying tribute to the club kits, this Nike Air Max 1 features pure platinum, white, black, sport red, and summit white. Black runs across the base with gray and white on the overlays, and then highlighting the shoes, we have gold Nike branding on the tongues, and the Urawa Dragons logo is embroidered on the heels and placed on the insoles. Red then fills in some of the minor details, including the Air Max unit, and then we have a white midsole and what appears to be a mostly white rubber outsole. Now, at the time of recording, this pair is currently scheduled to release on September 1st, and the retail price will be $160. Images leaked giving us a first look at the Nike Zoom Freak 5, which is Giannis's 5th signature shoe. Now, the first colorway we have a preview of is known as Bucks, and it features a gym red, metallic gold, and court purple colorway. As you can see, both green and red appear on the upper. We have a large gold backward swoosh, which not only covers the panels, but it actually dips onto most of the midsole. And then we have Antetokounmpo's logo embroidered on the tongues and Nike branding on the heels. Other details includes white laces, a speckled midsole, and a multicolor marbleized rubber outsole. To me, this shoe looks a lot like maybe a cross-trainer shoe, something they would release part of the Metcon series. I'm not really seeing how this is a basketball shoe, but again, that's just my opinion. As for this colorway, we don't have a specific release date, nor do we know exactly when the Zoom Freak 5 will debut, but expect that to come later this year. Nike's EYBL, also known as the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League, is a circuit of teams with players aged 17 and under. Now, each year this event goes down, and Nike Basketball creates special sneakers for the athletes. Sometimes they do release to the public, and one of those that will debut to the public is the Nike Ja 1. This is another pair that comes dressed in a mismatched theme and features a melon tint, rush fuchsia, black, and jade ice color combination. Utilizing yellow on the left shoe and light purple on the right, they are constructed with mesh and a reinforced midfoot, while the swoosh logos land on the panels that expand onto the heels. Next, we have EYBL branding on the tongues and insoles, and then Ja and his number 12 is placed on the heels. Other details includes a speckled mismatched midsole and a translucent outsole. Unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date for this shoe, but they will debut fall 2023, and the retail price will be $120. Traditionally, the Ja 1 cost $110, and just for this, since it's kind of like a special pair, they're gonna jump the price up $10. In the last video, I broke the news that the Nike KD3 Christmas would return in 2023. Now, just a quick update, I did receive a release date for the shoes, and that date is December 23rd. It's very possible it could get delayed, but right now we're looking at December 23rd, and the retail price will be $130. Throughout this video, there's going to be exclusive news, and one of those is that I received confirmation that Devin Booker will receive his first signature shoe, known as the Nike D-Book 1, during spring 2024. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any additional information other than that. What I can say is that the shoe was presented at a certain meeting. I can't really elaborate on that meeting too much, but the shoe will be called the Nike D-Book 1, and more than likely, although this isn't confirmed, they'll probably come in low top form. He's huge on wearing signature shoes from Kobe's line, so I would assume that this pair will be in low top form. Also, he will have his own logo that will be somewhere present. Other than that, I don't have any other information, but they are expected to debut spring 2024. Let me know your thoughts about Devin Booker finally getting his own signature shoe. To me, at least in my opinion, I think this is long overdue, but let me know down in the comment section below. We have a handful of Foamposites to talk about. Here we have the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Dream a World in black. Now, some of you might remember that I believe either earlier this month or last month, Nike released the white pair, and now they're going to drop the pair in black on March 31st. The retail price will be $250, and you can grab them on the SneakerFiles app. Although this pair is simple, in my opinion, this is one of the better Foamposites set to release this year, and it's the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Penny PE. Now, originally they were expected to debut in February for All-Star Weekend. Now, they did, but it was overseas. Unfortunately, in the States, it was delayed, but if you've been waiting and you haven't bought it resale, the good news is we do have a release date, and they are scheduled to debut on April 7th. The retail price will be $240. Now, they will be available on the SneakerFiles app. The Nike Air Zoom Generation shown is actually LeBron James' first shoe that he wore in an NBA game. Now, they like to call the other pair the first game, but he actually wore them during his first home game. This shoe he wore on the road against my Sacramento Kings, which took place on October 29th, 2003. During that game, he racked up 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals while playing 42 minutes. Fortunately for me, the Cavs lost and the Kings won 106-92. Now, what they're calling this shoe is the debut, and we last saw them release in 2017, but to celebrate the model's 20th anniversary, they're going to bring them back. So I don't really think we need to go over the shoes too much. They've released a couple times. A lot of people already know about them, but at the time of recording, they are scheduled to debut sometime this summer, and the retail price will be $180. Once I have more information on this pair, I definitely will make sure to update you. I actually owned this pair back in 2003. My parents bought them for me for a Christmas gift, and I remember that my friend, he borrowed them without asking me, and he wore them, and that day he got jumps. And let's just say I never got them back because of, I don't want to get demonetized, so when he got jumped, something else happened, and they were covered in red. Let's just say that, so I didn't want them back. Albino and PRETO is a jiu-jitsu brand that specializes in uniforms. It's also a lifestyle brand that was founded back in 2011. Now, for an unlikely collaboration, they will connect with Nike SB to release their own Nike SB Dunk Low. Now, we only have a preview at the time of recording, but from what I can tell and what I've also heard going around is that the shoes will feature cell across the upper and is constructed with pearl weave fabric, commonly used on gis for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We also have black on the swoosh logos across the panels. Co-branding is said to land on the tongues and insoles, and then we have exposed tonneau stitching. Other details includes a white midsole and a black rubber outsole. Unfortunately, we only have the preview like I mentioned, and this collab is expected to launch fall 2023 for $130. Going back to the Foamposites, we have official photos of the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Metallic Red. Now, right off the bat, I know a lot of you are going to notice there's one big change. Instead of nubuck on the eye stay in black, which would also land on the collar, Nike Sportswear has decided to use leather. I know this might be a small change to some. To me, I don't like it at all. I don't know why, it just doesn't look right to me. But I guess they have to do something different. This would be the third time that they dropped this specific colorway in blocking. They first dropped in 2012 and then they re-released in 2017. So 6 years later, we're getting the shoes once again. Anyways, we do have a release date for the shoes. It's possible that they could get delayed, and they're currently scheduled to release on June 16th for $240. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. For me, it's a pass. I rather have the nubuck on the eye stay. Last week, I leaked an image and I said that this would be the Nike LeBron 21. Now, there's a lot of misinformation going around. A lot of people said that I created this image as a concept, and that isn't the case. Now, this image is a recreation of a CAD image straight from Nike. So this came from Nike. It was a CAD image, and then I had somebody look at that CAD image from Nike and create this. So it's what Nike put out. Now, for those that don't know, a CAD image, it is a computer-aided design, refers to computers being used to assist the design process in all sorts of industries. So with CAD images, time to time, Nike does use them for certain shoes, which I was actually surprised that it had a CAD for the LeBron 21. Now, it is possible, since it is a digital image, that they could change. But as of now, this is what Nike has presented for their holiday lineup. So other than the image, I don't have additional information as far as tech. However, I do have a total of 4 upcoming colorways. So the first one is known as Particle Gray. This shoe features a black, particle gray, wolf gray, and pink color combination. The second is known as Light Bone. That will feature light bone, campfire orange, celestine blue, pink rise, and dark russet. The third comes just in melon tint, light bone, Saturn gold, and pink rise. And then the last one features violet dust, melon tint, and purple cosmos. Like I mentioned, it is possible that some things could change. For example, on the heel, there is like this strong ribbing. And once again, the shoe is expected to come in low top form. Those 4 colorways that I mentioned will roll out holiday 2023, and the retail price will be $200. In 1998, the Nike Air Max Plus OG in Hyper Blue released. Designed by Sean McDowell, the last time we saw this colorway debut was in 2018, and it celebrated the shoe's 20th anniversary. We also saw a few other iconic colorways return, including the Sunset and the Voltage Purple renditions. Now, only 6 years later, the pair will return in the OG Hyper Blue colorway for spring 2024. Now, this was first reported by Bubble Cope. I believe that's how you pronounce it on IG, so shout out to him. However, I also received confirmation that, yes, this shoe is 100% a go, and what they're going to try to do, at least attempt to do, is bring them true to OG form, the overall build, and everything like that. So this pair, like you see, features hyper blue mesh on the upper, and then we have black on the TPU overlays. Constructed with suede and leather throughout, that lands on the mudguard and heel. Then we have yellow on the swoosh, orange placed within the Air Max unit, and then other details includes 3M reflective on the tongues, TN branding, and a primarily black rubber outsole. So we don't have a retail price for them, but they are expected to debut spring 2024. Who remembers the Nike LeBron 4 Blackout, aka Anthracite? They originally dropped in 2006 and was the third colorway of LeBron's fourth signature shoe to debut. Now, a lot of you guys know already that Nike is going to bring back the graffiti pair, but they're also going to bring back the LeBron 4 Blackout. Now, a lot of people are calling them Anthracite, and that's due to the colorway, which is just a simple black and anthracite color combination. But the people over at Nike, what I was told is they're calling them Blackout. So you can call them whatever you want. Just wanted to clarify that. They feature a Foamposite shell, dressed in all black, of course. And then it features curves throughout that's supported by an adaptive sock liner. Those grooves are also used on the sole, which aids in flexibility. Now, outside of the other shades that I mentioned, there's just a hint of red, and that lands on the outsole, specifically the branding. Now, this pair will release in men's sizing, and more than likely, although I don't have confirmation on this, is that they'll come with original packaging. So this release is 100% confirmed. I'm still waiting to hear about the Fruity Pebbles. That was locked in for holiday 2022. I'm still hoping that they release sometime this year and they just didn't decide to scrap the model altogether. But for this pair, they will debut holiday 2023 and the retail price will be $240. About a month or so ago, we received what was being said a first look at the social status Nike Mac Attack. Although I did break the news that the Nike Mac Attack would return as well as a social status collaboration, I didn't see what they would look like, nor did I know of specific colorways. But what I did say is I don't believe that the shoe was the social status collaboration. For one, they didn't have any social status branding, and for two, that pair was actually the OG colorway. So thanks to PJ Tucker, we now have a first look at the social status Nike Mac Attack collaboration, which appears to be releasing in multiple colorways. That I didn't know, and it's still not confirmed that all these colorways will actually release. But from just the small preview that we have, it appears that they will have tearaway areas on the upper. For example, we have one pair with metallic green, which will unveil yellow. Each shoe will have social status branding on the tongues and heels. They also have a graphic on the insoles. The green and orange pair that will have a gum rubber outsole. There's a black and white pair that will have a black outsole. And then we have a white and blue pair. That shoe looks to feature a translucent outsole, although I can't 100% tell. To me, these are pretty dope. I like the model, but more than likely I'm not going to track down every pair. If I get one of them, then maybe. If not, oh well. But expected to release sometime this summer. Now, for the Nike Mac Attack that I previewed in the previous video, we have more images of. This pair is known as the OG, and for those that don't know, back in 1984, John McEnroe wore this shoe. Now, this will be the first time that this model returns. I know there's a lot of fans of the brand and John McEnroe, as well as just vintage Nikes that have been waiting for the shoe to return, and that's finally going to happen. So the pair features a light smoke gray, black and white color combination, and as you can see, light smoke gray covers most of the upper. We do have black detailing, and then the highlight of the shoe, at least for me, is the blue and black checkered tongue label, and then red hits the Nike Air branding. At the time of recording, this pair is expected to debut summer 2023, and the retail price will be $120. Yuto Horigame, I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, I do apologize. Well, he is a Japanese professional skateboarder who won the gold medal in the inaugural Olympic men's street event at the 2020 Summer Olympics. He is the first ever to win a gold medal at the Olympics for skateboarding. And fast forward to 2023, he will release his own SB Dunk Low. So we have a first look at this collaboration, and they come constructed with leather, suede, and mesh. Currently, the inspiration for the shoes has yet to be unveiled, but to go over the pair, they feature white on the base, gray overlays, and chocolate brown on the collar and rubber outsole. We also have co-branding on the tongue labels, pink on the heels, and in the middle of the outsole, while two feathers crossed with a circle around it lands on the lateral side towards the heel. The shoe also features special graphics on the insoles and will come with special packaging. Unfortunately, we don't have a release date for the shoe, I've heard fall 2023, although that isn't confirmed, and currently we don't have a retail price. Jordan Brand is going to roll out a new model known as the Jordan MVP. Now, this is a hybrid model that consists of the Air Jordan 6, the Air Jordan 7, and the Air Jordan 8. It's a tribute shoe to Michael Jordan's first three-peat from 1991 to 1993. So basically, they're combining elements from those three shoes onto one. Now, there's a ton of colorways that are going to release, but we have a first look at the Raptors pair, which is inspired by the Raptors Air Jordan 7. So the shoes feature black nubuck on the upper, while purple and red accents run throughout. The translucent tongue and midsole is taken from the Air Jordan 6. The TPU paint strokes is from the Air Jordan 8. And some of the overlays are a tribute to the Air Jordan 7. The shoes will come with Nike Air branding on the heel, an embroidered Jumpman on the ankle, and a translucent outsole. So for this particular colorway, I'm not sure exactly when they're going to release. However, I do know that there is a lot for fall and holiday 2023, and currently we don't have a retail price. Months and months back, I showcased a Photoshop of the Air Jordan 5 Low GS Desert Berry. Now, the shoes are also being called Fundamental from Jordan Brand. Not too sure why that nickname, but we do have a first look by way of official images, and the shoes feature a white coral chalk desert berry in black color combination. So if you don't know, this will be a grade school exclusive, and they are currently scheduled to release on April 4th for $125. For spring and summer 2023, Jordan Brand will expand on their golf lineup, and here we have a look at the upcoming Air Jordan 6 Low Bordeaux. The pair features a simple white and Bordeaux color combination, and the inspiration for the shoe comes from Michael Jordan's favorite beverage. Highlighted with white across the upper, the shoes feature Bordeaux accents and a cherry logo on the lace locks. Other details include Jumpman golf branding on the insoles, an embroidered trophy on the heel, and on the ankle, which also wraps the heel, it appears that we have raindrops, and then finishing the look is a translucent outsole with golf spikes. So the pair is scheduled to release on April 4th, and the retail price will be $220. You'll be able to get them on Nike.com. Jordan Brand first released the Air Jordan 1 Element Gore-Tex in 2021. For fall and winter 2023, they have at least one more colorway releasing, and this pair comes highlighted in Sky J Purple. Specifically, the shoes come dressed in a Sky J Purple, shimmer, honeycomb, cell, and black color combination. Although we have purple used on the overlays, it's kind of a darker shade of purple. I definitely can see it, but it almost looks navy. And of course, they feature waterproof Gore-Tex on the upper. We also have textile on the base and nubuck overlays. Next, we have Nike Air branding on the tongue, Gore-Tex written across the insoles, as well as the lateral side by the heel. And then finishing the look is 3M reflective details, along with blue and honeycomb on the outsole, which has this blotched-like look. So currently, the shoes are expected to release on October 14th, and the retail price will be $200. We have some details on the upcoming Air Jordan 1 Low OG Coconut Milk. This shoe features a white coconut milk and black color combination. This shoe features exposed foam on the collar, tongue, and overlays that gives this pair a deconstructed look. White appears on the base and tongue. We have coconut milk on the overlays, and then other details includes Nike Air branding on the tongues, wings on the heels, black on the swoosh logos, and rubber outsole. At the time of recording, this pair is scheduled to release on May 25th, and the retail price will be $140. We also have a first look at the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Atmosphere Gray. Now the shoes feature a cell, black, and atmosphere gray color combination. Now the shoes resemble that of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Stealth that launched back in 2022, highlighted with tumbled leather on the upper, mesh on the tongues, and suede overlays. White runs across most of the upper, which also lands on the tongue and laces. Next we have gray on the toe box, tongue label, swoosh, around the heel, and liner. Other details includes Nike Air branding in black, the wings logo on the heel, and a cell midsole. These are pretty nice. I definitely could see them being worn during summer. However, they're going to release a little bit past that, which will take place on September 8th, and the retail price will be $140. I forgot to put this in one of the previous news videos, but I've actually been sitting on this for some time, and we have details on the Air Jordan 6 Low PSG. Now, the image you're looking at is just a Photoshop. I don't know how it's actually going to look. It was just put together for something visual. But as for the details, this shoe will feature a light bone, magma orange, iron gray, and white color combination. So what we can expect is PSG branding on the lace locks, heels, and insoles. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep it pretty simple here. I'm not going to go too much in detail just because we don't have that much information. But other than that, Holiday 2023 is when they're scheduled to release, and the retail price will be $200. Recently, new images popped up of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Black Toe. Now, in one of the previous videos, I went over the first look, but shortly after that, we received additional photos. So, of course, I wanted to share that with you guys. These are better than the previous ones. The previous photos almost had like a filter on it. The lighting wasn't good. I don't know what was wrong with them. It wasn't horrible, but at the same time, I like these better. But as you can see, they feature pretty much the OG black toe theme, but instead of it being a high, it'll be in low top form. So we knew about this a long time ago. However, the difference about the mock-up I put out versus what's releasing is the tongue. So on the mock-up, it was a white tongue, but what's actually releasing will come in black. So here is some additional photos. I feel like these are going to do pretty well. A lot of people are excited about them. It is an OG colorway, but they'll come in low top form. And currently they are scheduled to release on July 28th, and the retail price will be $140. Shortly after we received a first look at the Air Jordan 3 Palomino, we now have on-feet photos. So like always, I like to showcase that with you guys. And if you missed any of the other previous videos that I talked about them, they will feature a light Orwood brown, metallic gold, light British tan, and Palomino color combination. So the shoes feature suede across the upper. I know there was a mock-up going around that it had leather. That's pretty much the only difference between what's releasing and the mock-up. As well, they'll have nubuck on the collar and tongue. Now we have brown on the elephant print, which wraps the toe and heel. Metallic gold hits the Jumpman on the tongues and heel. And then we have an aged midsole, gray on the rubber outsole, and a flight logo on the insoles. Currently, the shoes are expected to release on August 19th, and the retail price will be $200. Official images popped up of the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low OG Olive. Now, for those that don't know, this is a women's exclusive release. However, they will be available in extended women's sizing. Originally, the shoes were expected to debut in March, but they were pushed back. They'll now debut in April. I'll get to those details in a moment. Another thing that I've seen going around is that this will be the last Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 to release. This information was originally put out by Mr. Unloved Ones, and I do know that there's another source claiming that this isn't the last Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 to release. Now, when I asked my sources, I couldn't find any additional information, but I'm more inclined to believe Mr. Unloved Ones just because his track record is solid. I talked to that guy behind the scenes as well. He's a good guy, and his information is good in my book. So unless I hear otherwise, I'm going to say that this is the last Travis Air Jordan 1 Low OG to release. And currently they are scheduled to debut on April 26th. And the retail price will be $150. New photos of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Palomino also popped up, giving us a better look. It appears that not just ones, but mostly Jordans, they're sitting a lot more. That could be due to the fact that Jordan brand is producing more pairs, or it could just be due to the fact that it's not the best time to buy sneakers for a lot of people. They're saying that we're about to go into a recession. I'm not really following that too much, I'll be honest with you guys, but this pair I think will sell well. A lot of people are calling them Mocha 2.0s. Seems like there is quite a bit of hype for them. And they're currently scheduled to release on September 16th, and the retail price will be $180. On Sunday, we received a first look at the Air Jordan 4 Red Cement. Now, if you're thinking the shoe looks off, it looks funny to you, that is because it's actually in preschool sizing. Don't worry, they are going to release in full family sizing, so we got adults all the way down to little kids. But essentially what this does is it gives us an idea of what's to come. The color blocking will be like this, which is pretty on point to Z Sneakerhead Z's mock-up. The shoes will feature a white, fire red, black, and neutral gray color combination. Now, the inspiration for the shoe comes from the white cement Air Jordan 4 and the fire red Air Jordan 3. They decided to mash those two up, and this is the outcome of that. So they feature white leather on the upper, red replaces where gray would be, and then finishing the look is black and gray on the rubber outsole. I'm not sure if I like these, I'll be honest. It's kind of hard to tell since they are in preschool sizing. I'm going back and looking at the preschool version and the Photoshop. Those are two pairs that I really like, but I don't know if I like them mashed up like this. I don't know. But currently they are scheduled to release on August 12th, and the retail price will be $210. Alright, so last week I dropped a video for Holiday 2023 Air Jordan release dates. For the most part, most of those shoes had release dates. If not that, then they had the month. And although I appreciate everybody who watched that video, pretty much you could just throw that in the trash. 2 days after I dropped that video, Jordan Brand decided to switch up a lot of those dates. Now, there are shoes that will stay the same. That includes the Air Jordan 6 Aqua, the Air Jordan 1 High OG Satin Bred, the Air Jordan 1 High OG Royal Reimagined, the Air Jordan 5 Georgetown, the Air Jordan 11 Neapolitan, the Air Jordan 8 Winterized, the Air Jordan 2 Low in black and red, and the Air Jordan 11 Defining Moments. So other than that, which does seem like a lot, either the release date has changed or we actually have a release date for that shoe. From that list I just read off, I know those are a lot of heavy hitters from the brand. So just to save you guys some time, if you haven't watched the video, I'm going to just repeat the release dates really quick right here. And that's for the ones that are staying the same. So we have the Aqua Air Jordan 6 dropping on October 7th. The Air Jordan 1 High OG Satin Bred will debut on October 18th. The Royal Reimagined Air Jordan 1 High OG will debut on November 4th. The Georgetown Air Jordan 5 drops on November 10th. The Air Jordan 11 Neapolitan will debut on November 11th. The Winterized Jordan 8 will debut on November 27th. The Air Jordan 2 Low in black and fire red will drop on December 16th. And the Air Jordan 11 Defining Moments will be available on December 9th. So I didn't really go in order there, but hopefully that saved you some time from watching the other video. Now, getting to the new release dates. First up, we have the Air Jordan 1 High OG Sky J Mauve. Again, this is a mock-up. What releases more than likely will look different, and they'll feature a white Sky J Mauve in white color combination. Currently scheduled to release on October 14th. The retail price will be $180. The Air Jordan 2 Mauve, which comes just in an off noir, mauve, guava ice, and cool gray color combination, will now debut on November 2nd, and the retail price will be $175. This is also a women's exclusive release. I gotta do a new mock-up for the Air Jordan 6 Gore-Tex in brown kelp. The actual shades used will be different from what you're looking at, although we don't know the actual color blocking just yet. This will debut in women's sizing and features a brown kelp, team gold, shadow brown, and court purple color combination. Dropping on November 29th, the retail price will be $250. Another mock-up, but this is the Air Jordan 2 Fire Red. We don't know the actual color blocking, but they'll feature a white and fire red color combination. Currently scheduled to release on November 18th. The retail price will be $175. Also, this shoe will be available in men's, grade school, and toddler sizing. The Air Jordan 4 Craft in olive canvas also had a release date change. The shoes feature a medium olive, pale vanilla, khaki, black, and cell color combination. Again, this is just a mock-up. What releases will more than likely look different, but they're now scheduled to release on December 2nd, and the retail price will be $210. They'll also be available in full family sizing. The Air Jordan 3 Women's Oreo, aka Off Noir, will now release on December 7th. They feature an Off Noir, black, coconut milk, and cement gray color combination. The retail price will be $200. Again, this is just a mock-up. What releases more than likely will look different. In the previous video, I stated that the Air Jordan 14 in black and red would release in December, but this wasn't a pair at that time that we had a specific release date for. Now, this pair features a black, white, and university red color combination. And now we do have a release date which will be on December 23rd, so just before Christmas, and the retail price will be $200. Initially expected to release in October, the Air Jordan 13 Wheat will make its return on December 26th. The retail price will be $200. Also, these will be available in full family sizing. Also, the images you're looking at is from 2004. This is not the 2023 release. Here is a new one for you. It's the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Metallic Red. So, the shoes will feature a white, university red, and white color combination. What you're looking at is a mock-up. However, what's releasing is expected to look very similar to this. Last released in 2015. The next time they're going to release will be on October 13th, 2023. And the retail price will be $140. The Air Jordan 3 Fear, part of the Fear pack, will now release on November 25th. They'll also be available in full family sizing, and the retail price will be $210. For those that don't know, this was part of the Fear pack from 2013, which featured the Air Jordan 3, the Air Jordan 4, and the Air Jordan 5. Each pair was inspired by the Become Legendary campaign in 2008. In the commercial, Michael Jordan said, "I'm scared of what I won't become. You're scared of what I could become." That quote is used on the insoles. And other than that, the overall mold, the shape of the shoe is going to be updated, so I'm happy about that. We have a handful of Air Jordan 1 Low 85s set to release during holiday 2023. One of those will be the return of the neutral gray pair. Now, the images you're looking at is actually the OG pair. It's not the 2023 version. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty, aged, I should say. I know a lot of people aren't too happy with the whole aged look, but this pair will feature a Summit White, Light Smoke Gray, Neutral Gray, and Cell color combination. Now, at the time of recording, this pair is scheduled to release on October 29th, and the retail price will be $170. What's crazy is this marks the third release date change for the Air Jordan 12 Cherry since we learned of them returning. So hopefully there isn't too many more, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was. But the new release date for the shoes is October 28th, and the retail price will be $210. Also, they will be available in full family sizing. Probably for me, this is the pair I'm most looking forward to buying during holiday 2023, but let me know your thoughts down below. And for the last piece of news of this video, I have a small update on the Air Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined. Now, before I give you this update, just a quick rundown on the shoes. So, the Air Jordan 4 Bred last released 4 years ago. It'll actually be 5 years in 2024. As you guys know, this is an OG colorway. It first released in 1989. We saw a retro take place in 1999. And then it released part of the Countdown pack, which included the Air Jordan 19. And then the last time we saw the shoes was in 2019. Now, the images I used is the OG. So that's why it looks aged. That's why it looks vintage and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people instantly think when you hear the Reimagined name, you think vintage. However, that isn't the case. And while this little bit of information I do have, it's not 100% confirmed yet. The 2024 release is expected not to be vintage. It's not going to be aged. So you're not going to see any crack leather, age detailing, things like that. Now, I don't know how they're going to be constructed. Obviously, they're going to use some sort of different material. I did have kind of an idea that I was going back and forth with Z Sneakerhead Z on. It wasn't 100% confirmed on this, and I'm going to present that idea, and it's just that. It's not confirmed. It's just an idea. Now, what if Jordan Brand, instead of releasing the Air Jordan 4 Bred like we know it, but they released the sample version? Now, for the newer heads out there that don't know about the OG sample, Drake actually had a pair of the Air Jordan 4, what's being called the OVO Splatter. That's based off the OG sample. I'm going to show an image just so you have an idea of Drake's version, that is. If I can find an image of the sample, then I'll include that. But yeah, what if these released instead? Because we all know that they're going to change something up on the shoes. We just don't know exactly what. And for those that don't know, reimagined doesn't instantly mean vintage. It just means that the shoes are reimagined. They're created or crafted in some different way. For example, the very first pair to release is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Bred pattern. Then we had the Lost and Found ones. Then we had the White Cement Reimagined Air Jordan 3. coming later this year, we have the Air Jordan 1 High OG Royal Reimagined, and now we have the Air Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined. Either way, it will be interesting. Currently, the shoes are expected to debut in March 2024, and other than that, I don't have a retail price. Also, the reasoning why we're going to see more Jordan 4s next year, and probably why they're doing Bred Reimagined, is that the model celebrates its 35th anniversary. So I forgot to include that in the previous video, so I'm just going to drop that here. Either way, let me know your thoughts on the shoes releasing again. I don't want to say returning because there's going to be something different on them. I just don't know exactly what yet. Leave that down in the comment section below. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below, as well turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I drop a new video. So speaking of new videos, I'm expecting to drop one more video this week. It'll probably be the April Nike and Jordan release dates. Seems like there's a lot of good stuff releasing in April. Well, at least my opinion, there's some decent stuff. But like always, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Also, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you liked or disliked in this video as well. If you have any questions, leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.